Welcome to the Brie Pod. I'm here with Maria McAdam, who's the brand ambassador for Monat and managing market builder in the top 3% of the company. Hi, Maria.
Hi.
I'm so excited that you came on today. You've always been an inspiration to me, especially since you're my upline in Monat. Um, well, with Kendall as well. And I really love the way that you uh, show consistency and heart and love into what you do. So, how did you get into this?
Oh my goodness. I'm super excited to be here, but let's okay, so my good friend Lauren, she started selling these products and I'm not going to lie, I rolled my eyes so stinking hard when she signed up. I was like, great, this is something I'm gonna have to support her in, and I really don't want to. Like, it's just another thing that I really just don't want to deal with. These were the honest feelings that I had because I didn't know. I didn't know at all. Um, so she had a party and I went to it, of course, because like I said, I wanted to support her. Like she was my good friend, and um, I wanted to be a good friend to her. So I went and I was like, oh well, she's giving out free samples. Might as well try them. I mean, they're free. What could hurt? Like it's not like I'm gonna actually buy the products or anything, whatever. So I I got the samples and I washed my hair. And like my first wash, I was like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. Like it's shampoo and conditioner, like no big deal. And then I started using like my Walmart shampoo again, and I was like, oh, maybe it actually does work better than I want it to work. um, and like I remember being like, okay, I need to figure out what I can do um, to be able to get my hands on these products because I want them. Like I
Yeah.
want my hair to feel good. But we had such a tight budget at the time. My husband had just quit his job and switched to a new job. And it was a tight time for us. And there was a really good sale, so I signed up as a VIP. But honestly, before my stuff even came in the mail, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sell this stuff and we'll see where it goes. I talked to Josh and he's like, you really think that this is worth it? Because I mean, I had worked with another direct sales company and it was so much work for not very much reward. Um, so he had seen me work through that and kind of get burnout from that. And so he's like, are you sure it's worth it? And I was like, well, worst comes to worst, I buy my products and I make my money back and then I'm done. Like that's worst case scenario, that's what I'll do. I'll make enough to cover my $200 that I invested and it'll be fine. Um, little did I know what was going to happen. And I got the products and I actually started using them consistently. And I fell in love with the products. And then I learned more and more about the company and just the heart behind them. And I fell in love. And like, I, I honestly will never go back to anything else. I seriously, seriously love what I get to do.
Oh, that's so awesome. Um, and I definitely understand that feeling because I remember actually seeing all of your posts from you and Lauren and Kendall. And I was like, what are they like? What is this latest thing? Like,
Yep.
oh, but it's so true. Like after I started using it as well, it really does wonders with what it can do with your hair.
Mhm.
Um, but like with that being said, um, what in I guess like where how has money changed your life?
So, aside from the products, my hair is like 110% better than it ever was. And I honestly didn't even think it was that bad to begin with. But having the hair I have now, like, it's so, so much better. But that aside, um, I have been pushed in ways that I never ever thought that I would be. Like I said, I had worked with other direct sales companies before. And the personal development that Monat, or Monat, however you want to say it, the way that they encourage us to invest in ourselves, is unmatched to anything that I've ever found. And not even just like my personal development and my mindset and like all of those kinds of things, but like even in my faith, like, just it's really caused my faith to grow. And I have really seen the Lord work through my business. And I've depended on him more. Just it's really crazy to me the way that it all has come together. Like I know that God's hand is at work through all of this, and I can't believe that this is like a job that I make money with, because like I have changed so much in the last year and 7 months, I guess, doing this. It's so crazy to me that shampoo is what started all of that.
Yeah, because I've noticed that I remember you from camp, of course.
Mhm.
And I realized like, look, just you can see it with the confidence that you have compared to where you were.
Yeah.
Um, and just by you saying, like the personal development from it, it's so beautiful to see. Like I remember like a shy Maria to like now you're like alive every day, or you're telling us what's going on in life.
Yeah. That
Uh,
is totally true. Totally, totally true. Like you never would have caught me sharing anything personal in public whatsoever. Um, yeah, just I definitely, like you said, I'm definitely more confident in who I am, and plus like my mindset, the way that I think about myself and the things around me. I'm still definitely a work in progress. Like I'm not saying that I'm 100% there,
yeah.
because there is a long way to go, but I can look back and see how far I've come. Um, and I know that it wouldn't be that way if it weren't for money.
I really think that's great. And you have two boys, right?
Yep, I have two little boys. I have a almost 7 month old and a 3.5 year old.
Wow. So how was that? Because in the beginning, I know um, it was a different time pre-Monate. So like, how was that? Uh, just raising your boys, running your business, and going forward with money.
Actually, I love that I get to be home. So I mentioned before how, like, when I was first signing up, it was kind of a stretch for us to be able to afford it, because my husband had just left a job and took a pay cut to go work at another job. And we honestly had talked about, we're like, okay, well, what do we like? Do I have to get a job? Like, what do we have to do to make this work? Like, how can we be more financially stable? And like, I always wanted to stay home with my boys. And I mean, at the time I only had Alec, our oldest son, and he like, I loved getting to be home with him. And um like I didn't miss anything. Like all of those little memories and everything like that was so important to me, and we knew that we wanted to have another child. um so whenever that time had come, like I didn't want to have to be going back to work. Plus, like, the fact that childcare is so expensive, so it's like it doesn't even
Oh
really make
yeah.
sense, because I would have gone back to work, and then all of my income from my job would be going to pay for him to be at daycare. So it was just something that, working from home was something that I just wanted to do. I didn't want to have to be anywhere. Um, I mean, and realistically, the way that this business works is like you can work from anywhere, If you got your phone, you got Wi-Fi, you're good to go. It doesn't matter where you are. You can be on the beach, you can be in your bed, you can be at the park with your kids, you can be wherever you need to be in order to do the job. You know what I mean? So like that is so perfect because I can make money from wherever I am. And I get to be here with my boys. Like today we played out in the snow and it was so nice to just be home. I don't have to worry about it and I can still like work the flash sale that dropped today, like all of that stuff. Like I can do all of those things. I can send my reach outs. I can do all of that stuff from home or like I said, wherever I am.
Oh, that is really great. And it is definitely, especially with these times, to be able to work from home. I feel like it's the perfect time for working from home, you know?
Exactly. Yes, definitely. And to have that flexibility for whatever you need it to be.
Yeah. And especially with you, like your main thing was that you wanted to be there with your boys, you wanted to be able to watch like the cute, new things that they're doing, maybe their first time walking or, all those things. And why pay for child care to be, that they get to watch that and you're paying them to watch that, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Which no
That's
offense to
definitely
anyone that had to do that, but
no. And some
yeah.
people would rather do that. That's totally fine. But for
Yes.
me,
Yes.
that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be home. I wanted to be able to see all of those little things and have all of those memories. That's just my personality. That's just who I am. That's just what I wanted.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, and with being a brand ambassador, I know that there are a lot of misconceptions, especially with money itself. So, what are those like? What do you do about the misconceptions, or what are some misconceptions you could talk about with that?
Um, I mean, obviously there's the whole direct sales. You get people saying, I've had people say, oh, well, it's a pyramid scheme. Well, no, don't even come at me with that because it's not even true. Um, our company is built in a way that you have to work. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Okay. So like it's not like, oh, you can just make it to the top and then you just coast.
Right.
Not the way it works. You have to actually put the time and effort into building a business. And it is a real business. Like if this isn't just like, oh, a get rich quick scheme. No, this is like I said, you what you put in is what you get out. So you have to work for it. And everybody, even the top of the company, they they start at zero on the first of the month. Everybody starts at zero. So it's not like they're not doing anything special. You know what I mean? Like they're not like, oh, they got to the top. Now they can just sit back and relax. And actually, they have more work to do because not only do they have to run their own business, but they have to help take care of everybody below them too. So it's not like that whatsoever. And I think the one of the other things that I always hear about, is either, well, I heard that Monat makes your hair fall out, or I tried it and it didn't work for me. So those kinds of things, um, I am blessed to be a part of a team that really invests in helping our customers, like our VIP customers and even our retail customers. It is um, taught to us from the very start that they are the backbone of our business and you have to treat them that way. You need to treat them well. You need to take care of them. Um, so if you find out that they're having issues with their hair, you need to help them and figure out what's going on. What products they should be trying instead, figuring out what they make, because I mean, it's shampoo, guys. It's not rocket science. Maybe it's not the right one for your hair. We have a ton of different ones um, that could really affect like just different things. But just because you tried one doesn't mean you tried them all, because it took me a while even to figure out which combination was right for my hair. And even over the last year and a half, it's changed. You know what I mean? So once you find something that works, then we can go from there. But it's a matter of finding and trusting the process and sticking with it. That's where you're going to see real results. It may take some time, like I said, but it's so worth it. Um, and the hair loss.
Yeah.
This one, literally, I chuckle to myself every time someone's like, "Oh, well, it makes your hair fall out." I'm like, "Really? Okay." I've been using this stuff for, like I said, a little over a year and a half. I have yet to have my hair fall out in clumps. Nonetheless, it's not something that happens. I like, okay, first of all, over the millions and millions of, well, we're $1 billion company by now. The billions of dollars that we've sold in products, we have a less than 1% return rate. So that, I think, speaks for itself. Yes, you may have heard about some lawsuits. You may have heard some of the negative things from those naysayers, but realistically, you can go look up any hair brand and they all have lawsuits against them like that. Same situations. Monat has never settled. We've never lost a case. So, I mean, I think those sorts of things speak for themselves. And there's a number of other things that play into hair loss and shedding and all kinds of stuff. So you may notice it more because you're using a shampoo that's different necessarily than the things that you have used in the past, and you're paying attention now. But it definitely does not make your hair fall out.
I have heard of that as well many times. And I actually did personally look up the lawsuits because I have a part of me that's very much into the legal side of things before I even, joined with you guys. And I did read as well that Money actually did not lose that case. So
Yeah,
that's a really
they
big
haven't
deal.
lost the case whatsoever, and they haven't had to settle either. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
lot of times they'll settle just so it doesn't say that they lost. But we haven't had to do that. So it kind of speaks volumes for itself. People will make it seem like it's a big deal, but really it's not.
Yeah. And that's what actually calmed myself from thinking, oh no, I'm going to lose my hair. But now, months and months later,
Yeah.
I think I'm almost at like the year or whatever, but I'm somewhere in that like, 6 to 9 months or whatever. But uh, my hair's still here. It's still
Yep.
going strong.
Definitely. And I had a baby too. So like
Oh
in
yeah.
that year and a half, I had a baby, and that changes your hair dramatically.
Yeah.
Your hormones change and all kinds of stuff. Like I did have more shedding after I had my baby, obviously, because that's a very traumatic thing for your body to go through. And it's very
Yeah.
normal once you experience trauma or
Yeah.
stress or whatever it might be for your hair to fall out. It's okay. That's normal. That's your body's reaction. It takes a few months, so people don't realize it. Um, when it happens, they're like, well, nothing's happening right now. But it takes about 4 to 6 months for your hair and your scalp to actually catch up with your body. So that's why there's like a delay in um, the time frame when you start shedding more due to stress or like so traumatic events or postpartum, like all those different kinds of things. It usually doesn't happen the day after you have your event or whatever it might be. It takes a little while for your body to recognize what actually happened.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um, And something that I find interesting about money as well, and it really made me want to be a part of it, was the fact that there aren't any like harmful chemicals, which is seen in a lot of our products.
Yeah,
Uh,
today's products are the amount of stuff that's in them. Yeah, we're definitely, so we're non-toxic, we're vegan, gluten-free. Leaping Bunny certified. Like we have a list of this long list of things that we pride ourselves in because we want our products to be not just safe but also effective. Um, so it's what makes us different. We have a lot of products that, I mean, like I said, we're non-toxic, we're vegan, we have all of these things going for us. But what tops it off is having the science behind us to make it actually work. Because there's a number, I mean, there's a handful of good, clean products out there, but they're not actually doing anything for your hair. Whereas Monat has their own special blend of oils and extracts to make the Rejuvenate oil, and that's really what sets us apart. But I think that using a clean product, like we sell in Europe, and it's the exact same formulas as we have here in the US. So the fact that it passes over there speaks volumes, because they have a long list of restricted ingredients that we don't have here. So it just that shows goes to show how safe the products really are.
That is true. I have heard how Europe has uh, higher restrictions with a lot of things over there versus the US, so that really does speak a huge, volume there.
Yeah.
Um, so what and like for someone that may be wanting to try the shampoo or maybe even the skincare, what are some advice and tips you would give someone like that?
Um, so if you're wanting to try the products, reach out to someone, and you want someone, well, obviously, I would love to help you
Yeah,
out, but and I'm sure
like
you would
you.
too. Yeah. Someone like me who is going to like actually get to know your hair and your skin, like they want to know, they'll ask you a various number of questions, like you want them to be genuinely interested in what the status of your hair or skin is, because if they don't ask you questions, um odds are you're probably not going to get the correct shampoo and conditioner for your hair type. Like I said, we have a number, I think we have at least, I don't know, 8 different shampoos and conditioners to go along with them. And they're all interchangeable, so like getting the right set for your hair, um and like I said, it might not happen the first try, but that's totally okay. But having someone that will ask you all of these questions, to actually figure out what's best, is a big deal. You don't want someone that's like, okay, here, like I'll put a cart together and you can just check out without getting to know the person a little bit better. So I think that that is super important. Um, like I said, just making sure that you're getting the right combo for your hair or skin even. But I think that's a key part. You want to be taken care of by someone. You don't want to just be another customer on the shelf. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
I think that that's one of the biggest things. Because you want you're spending money on something and you want it to be worthwhile, right? So that's just when I look into buying whatever it might be, I don't want to just buy something that's not, you know, I want to make sure I take care of my people. That's how I feel, and that's what I would want someone to do for me if I was looking for a new product.
Well, I think that's really important because you need that. You're not looking for a salesman type of person. You want that relationship. You want them to be able to understand, like, these are my needs. And I know a lot of people come to you and are like, hey, my hair, like, I have, these areas that may be bald and I'd like them to have hair grow, or I've got these patches, or like, there's so many things that, you really want that relationship versus being like, here, just take it.
Exactly. Yeah. You want, like I said, you want something that's actually going to work for your hair, and you're going to have a much higher chance of that being the correct set for your hair or skin, whatever. If you're asked those types of questions, because you're
Yeah.
going to get a lot more closely, you're going to get paired with something that's more tuned to you.
And what I love about your style too is that not only do you get like that hair relationship, but we also get a piece of your life, every day you're sharing little tidbits of like what you did in your day and what you do up to. So it's kind of like we're like that friend, even though we may not be like a close friend, it feels like, hey, my girl Maria's on.
That is like, that's what I love about this business. Like, it's not that I'm working. Like, yes, it is work, but I'm doing all of these things anyways. Like when I get ready in the morning, or um, just whatever it might be, like I'm already doing this stuff, and Monat just kind of pairs perfectly with that. Um, like I can just talk about the things that I love. Like I'm just sharing that this is part of my lifestyle now, basically. Like it's not, um, I mean, yes, it is work, but it's almost like it's not work, because it's just something that is just part of my life. And that's what makes it so different than a normal job. Like, yes, you have to treat it like a job. Otherwise, it's not going to pay you like a job, but you have to make it a priority. But I love that it, like I said, it just pairs so well with my normal everyday life.
Yeah. And especially if you have like there's other parts of life too, when life kind of throws you lemons. It's like maybe you got sick, or maybe one of your boys is sick. It seems like you have and like you can still have your job, or you can take the time off to help your kids, So that's cool that that is offered as well.
Yeah, I really, really love, like I said, I just work it into the times when I'm able to do the things that I need to do. Like you said, if I was sick or whatever, like, I mean, that makes me think back to like March, and like when everything happened and nobody knew anything, and all of the craziness that started going on. Like that was super stressful for me at first. And um, I mean, that's what caused me to grow a lot over the last 8 months. But I was still able to work my business in the times when I was able to. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't a requirement for me to work. But I was, like I said, you still, I mean, what you get out, what you put in. But it was reassuring to know that I only had to put in what I felt I could put in. Like I didn't have to get up and clock in at a job somewhere and work for an 8 hour day before I could go home and, you know, put my brain back together and kind of figure out the things that I was dealing with. Um, so I love that it's so flexible, but like, yes, it is a job, and you do have to treat it like one if you want to get paid like a job. But it's also flexible enough to where if you're having a bad day or whatever it might be, um, you can just do the things that you need to do to get by, rather than having to, call out or whatever it might be like that.
Yeah, I think that's always good to have, especially during these times. Um, I just want to ask you, uh, tell us which product is your favorite and why, and
Oh
what's the
gosh.
use?
um, so oh man, this is a tough one. I love them so much that it's hard to choose just one.
I know.
Um, but I think right now, my hair is really, really loving. um, the Super Moisture Mask. Um, I never had, at the very beginning, I didn't really have a lot of masks for my hair. And just getting to the point where now I pretty much have everything. So I have a lot of these other products, and so I get to try new things out. And using that, I mean, I use it as often as I can. I don't use it every wash, but I try and use it every 3 or so washes. But it has changed the texture of my hair a lot, and it's made it so much more soft. And it's helped a lot, especially in these winter months. That I think that is probably one of my favorites at the moment. Like I said, there's a lot of other ones that I really, really love too, but that one kind of stands out the most to me at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially, I know up there it gets so cold and the dry skin, dry hair, dry everything.
Yes, yes. It definitely helps. Like my hair used to be so like pre-Monat. My hair used to be so staticky. Oh my gosh. And it was to the point where like my like all through high school, I would carry like dryer sheets in my pockets of everything. Like sweatshirts, coats, like my snow pants even had dryer sheets in the pockets in case my hair got felt staticky. I would just whip out the dryer sheet and rub that on my hair because that's really healthy, right? um, but I don't have that issue now in the winter, which I absolutely love. I mean, obviously it'll get staticky once here and there, but nothing like it used to be whatsoever.
Well, I'm definitely glad you don't have to use the dryer sheets anymore.
I know, right?
That's too funny.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's lots of stories of me using dryer sheets. And I remember one time my cousin took one and she took it from me and was using it as a bookmark. And when I found out that she had, because I had been looking for it, when I found out that she had taken it, it was the end of the world. Like she was in trouble. But it was really funny at the time, and we all cracked up about it. But I can't believe that a dryer sheet was something that I held so dear to.
Yeah. Well, they do say that hair is like the crown, right, that we have.
Yes, exactly. It's the crown you never take off.
Yes. So you gotta take care of that crown, right?
Exactly. You need to be taking care of it, especially like I said, I didn't think my hair was that bad before. Um, I had just kind of accepted it for what it was, until I realized how good it could be. And then I was like, oh my gosh, my hair was terrible. You know what I mean? Like once
Yeah.
you realize what it can do. I mean, some people have awful like breakage and just it won't grow or whatever it might be, like alopecia or even postpartum hair loss. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different issues that people have that I have seen been fixed by these products, which
That's amazing.
um is super super awesome.
That's really amazing, especially, I mean, like I feel like hair, makeup, whatever you're into, it really is that confidence for some people, like feeling good about yourself. So
Yeah,
that's awesome to
definitely.
hear about. So before we go, what are maybe some tips or advice you would give someone that may consider to be on, to come with you on your team?
So I would say don't think about it, just do it. um you can talk yourself out of absolutely anything. No matter what it is, you will talk yourself out of it if you let yourself. So if you just jump and 2 feet, start running, um, you are way more likely to be successful if you just jump in and go, rather than, like I said, talking yourself out of it. Because like you will talk yourself out of it. I talked myself out of it several times before I actually signed up. So I think just go for it. Don't don't hesitate. Don't We have this thing from Mel Robbins that we've talked about in our team. She has this mantra or whatever I guess you want to say. She says count down from 5. If you're nervous about something, okay, that's fine. Feel what you're feeling. Count down from 5 and then do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it. Give yourself that 5 seconds to feel what you're feeling, to whether it's getting out of bed in the morning, whatever it might be. Just count down from 5 and then do the thing. Doesn't matter what it is, count down and do it. So that's something that I've tried really hard to encompass into my business and my life. Because you'll find that if you just jump in and start swimming, you'll make a way. I think that doing it scared, you learn so much more about yourself. One is that's a big part of how I've learned a lot about me. Just doing things, and I think that's where I've gained my confidence. I think is doing things that scare the crap out of you, and that's okay. Like you'll survive. And just keep going. Just keep going, and don't stop until you're where you want to be, and then keep going some more, because you'll keep upping the game. You'll keep raising the bar. So I think if you've thought about it and you feel like this could be a good fit for you, I'm telling you, this business can change lives. And I've seen it. I've seen it with people that are close to me, and I've seen it in my own life. Like, this can change a person, financially, mentally, physically, with their hair and their skin. This can change lives, and why wouldn't you want to be a part of that?
I love that. And it's so beautiful because I guess it's just cool to see it with you, just because I have actually partially seen your life due to, the random times we've actually crossed paths or whatever you want to say there. And you're glowing and you're just so happy. And I'm not saying you weren't before. It's not that you weren't happy, you're glowing, but
No,
you're
and I totally agree. Like, I found my thing. Like, I seriously love this so much, and I'm never going back. Like, this is my life now. This is who I am. This is where I'm going. And it's just so cool and crazy to me that it's shampoo, because I never would have thought that.
aw, that's great. Well, I definitely think that you're going to move mountains. You already have moved mountains. You've helped people, maybe change their confidence, especially from not feeling so great about their hair to now they're loving it. And I've seen that personally with you. And with that, I just want to say, keep doing you, girl. And I hope one day you'll come back onto the podcast and talk to us again, or me again, or everybody. I don't know, us, everybody that's listening. Um, but because the thing is, you actually, with your social media, you do share more than just just you're not a person that just throws products out there. You share your life, you share how they work, you've shared how to's and all these things. So what are the platforms they could go to follow you on your journey, or maybe even join you on this path?
Yeah, so I am mostly on Instagram and Facebook. My Facebook name is just Maria Hope McAdam. And my Instagram handle is Maria with 2 extra A's and then Hope with 2 extra E's.
Perfect. I'll make sure to tag that with this so that they can find you as well.
Perfect.
Well, I'm so thankful for having you on here. You're such a joy and inspiration. I definitely want you to come back so we can have an update. How you're doing?
Definitely. I this has been awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Um, so before we go, I just wanted to do our affirmations. So you can join us as well. But basically, you pick a number between 1 and 3, and then I will read an affirmation, and whatever number, kind of like flowed with you or vibe with you, however you want to say that, that is your affirmation for the evening or day if you're listening to the day. So, number 1 is I let go of all that no longer serves me. For 2, I refuse to give up because I haven't tried all possible ways. And for number 3, I can, I will, end of story. And with that being said, you are loved, you are worthy, you are cherished, and I am proud of you. Until next time on the Brie Pod. Bye.
Bye.